Hey everyone, it's your buddy, it's your pal, Karnak, Star Wars Armada Explained. I'm not going to be covering anything with this video because this announcement, I really want to focus on LVO and some of the exciting things about LVO. And before I get into LVO, I just want to say, I apologize about, the lack of videos the last week or two. Just work has been super busy and just lots of real life stuff and so sometimes I just have to prioritize, what I can do. And part of why there was no video this week, I'm going to touch on with the LVO. But I just want to let you guys know that I will absolutely have a video release tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. I again, it depends if I can get to it today or tomorrow morning. It's the 4th of July, which happy 4th of July to those of you that celebrate. Um, and yeah, so I know people are like asking me, making sure I'm okay. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. Everything's fine. Just super busy guy. All right. So I'm trying to get back on track with the videos. But let's touch on the main thing I want to talk about. LVO. Maybe you guys haven't even heard. Maybe some of you have heard. But LVO is going to be holding another Grand Championship in 2021, end of January. And tickets just went on sale earlier this week. And part of the reason, to touch on like why I didn't have a video for this week is because I found out over the weekend and Monday that I'm actually going to be one of the co-organizers of that event. And I didn't it blew me away because when I'd been told that my name had been suggested as a potential judge, and then when I got talking to one of the actual LVO organizers, they're like, well, we actually need somebody to run the event. And, we apologize for getting to this at the last minute, but we need to have something done because we're selling tickets in 2 days. I'm like, well, that's really fast. And so I had submitted my submission form to run the event. And it turns out somebody else had also submitted a submission form. And then essentially it was the case of the left hand not talking to the right. We were each talking to different people in the LVO organization scene. And then they were like, oh, yeah, you both submitted this application. You both come with high reviews. Do you both want to run this event together? And we each asked, like, well, who's the other guy? And so I'm going to be co-organizing this event with the previous world's judge, somebody who's a super awesome person, Ian Cross. So excited to work with Ian Cross again. And he's excited because, again, he found out, it's like, oh, yeah, that Derek guy, whatever. We talk to each other on a daily basis. Neither of us had any idea that we had submitted to organize the event. So Ian Cross is going to be the head organizer because, there can only be a master and apprentice. But he's going to be the quote-unquote head guy. I'm going to be a co-organizer underneath him. Same thing for judges because we talked this out just because you do need an ultimate decision maker, and obviously with his prior experience, he is going to be technically the head judge, and I'll be a judge underneath him. But we are both very excited to plan and run LVO with the asterisk, pandemic pending, because obviously we don't know what everything is going to look like by January. We are planning with the hope that everything will be well and that we can accomplish it. But we also are very realistic that there's that potential possibility that the event may be canceled due to concerns of so many people getting together. And regardless, rebellions are built on hope. And so we are hoping and we're planning to run the best Armada event that we can prepare for. And again, we're also very excited for this because we're likely to be the first major Armada tournament to potentially be allowed to happen because everything's been canceled this year. I mean, we don't even know if we're going to get regionals or not based on, information that FFG has put out because, again, it still relies on the game stores and their states' local levels. And how fair is it if, like, 3 states allowed regionals, but the other ones didn't allow regionals because of their state restrictions? And it gets really complicated. I'm glad I'm not the guy in charge of any of that. So back to LVO. So Ian and I are deep in planning sessions. Well, we didn't have a video this, or I didn't have a video this week, is because like we've been trying to give the LVO head organizers like information And so that just sucked up a lot of my evening time after coming home from my work day. But LVO is Ian and I were planning some very awesome things, and we're planning it to make the best event we can possibly make it. And the information packet, some of you may have already looked at it, seen it, or if not, you may have looked at it and been like, well, there's not hardly any information on there. It's like, well, when they initially released it, it was just a copy paste of last year, so nothing relevant. And so they actually threw that up without Ian and I even having a chance to like look at it. And so we've slapped a Band-Aid on it right now. But our plans, if you read on there, our plan for LVO is we want at least 4 Swiss rounds. Probably going to be 4 Swiss rounds, but depends on our ultimate decision. But at least 4 Swiss rounds day 1. We want that day 1 to be on a Friday. And we want day 2 to be on Saturday. But again, that's not set in stone. We're still planning that. So we do want to make it a Friday, Saturday event, pending approval. And the day 2 on the Saturday, we are going to make it a top 16 cut. Now, when I showed up this year, as did many other people, we had been told that the event was going to be a top 4 or top 8 cut. And then at the last minute, the event organizer was like, you know what? It's just going to be top 2, and it's just going to be 1 game, and that's it. And players were kind of upset because that's not what they had been told. So I'm stating to you guys up front, we're going to have at least 4 Swiss rounds day 1, and we're going to have a top cut 16 advance to day 2. Now, remember, since this is a grand championship, the top 4 do get tickets to Worlds. I don't know how any of that is working out because we didn't have a Worlds this year compared to next year. The tickets, I don't know. I don't have answers to any of that. I will desperately try to find out between now and then what the plan is. But this event is technically not run by FFGOP. They do provide prize support, but it's up to Ian and I in LVO to actually staff and run the event. But again, just stating to you guys, like, we know what competitive players prefer in that they, if you're paying, it's $35 for a ticket. So if you want to show up, you want to, get your full value out of that. So again, at least 4 Swiss rounds day 1, top 16 advances to day 2, where they're going to play at least, or will play 3 more Swiss rounds. So we're doing Swiss and Swiss. We don't like single cut elimination games. It leads to very boring games. It's not very, we feel it's not very competitive or makes players play at their best level. So again, it's going to be Swiss day 1, Swiss day 2 for the top 16. And what about those of you that don't make it to day 2? Ian and I are going to push very, very hard that this $35 ticket also will include a sidebar event on day 2. That we can run as a community-focused event, because we don't want players just to come to day 1 and then they don't even care about what happens day 2. I mean, some people that they don't care regardless, but we're trying to encourage the community to come together, and we're wanting to hold a community fun event. What that sidebar event for day 2 is going to be, again, it's pending approval, and then we still have to plan it. And so I'm not going to reveal much more other than we are going to make an effort to have something. And when is all this information going to be finalized? When will I actually have a video and sit down and tell you when this packet will actually be ready? We are going to be having another conversation with the head organizers next week. And it's still probably going to be at least another week, 2 weeks before Ian and I finally say, okay, we've got every ounce of information we think we need to have ready, and we're going to put it up, because we don't want to put something up and then change it 3 months later and then change it again. We want to have it all put up all at once. You guys have that all information at your disposal, and we're good to go. I do want to ask, though, is that if you absolutely think that you can attend LVO and attend the Star Wars Armada tournament, even not knowing all the finalized details, please still get an Armada ticket right now. Why am I asking this? The LVO organizers, they look at tickets, especially how early and how quickly they get tickets for events. And what that does, it gives myself and Ian better bargaining chip when we are asking for space, tables, other materials, other things we need. The more players that are signed up right now or very quickly or soon, it just helps us be able to, get what we need to make sure we're trying to run to the event to the best of our ability. So if you're still on the fence, if you don't know if you're going to go or not, that's fine. Don't worry about getting a ticket until you do know. But if you are one of those people that's like, I'm absolutely going to go no matter what's going on, then please get an Armada ticket right now and just help support the player count. How many players are we wanting to support for this event? Again, we don't have a finalized number. We're wanting at least 100, and that's what I'm going to go with for right now. We were wanting at least 100 tickets available because last year it was at least 100, and we had about 80 people sign up and play. But that was with the fact that the Cup cut was going to be the day one was on Friday, and then the day two was on a Sunday. Well, a lot of people needed to leave Sunday, so we had a lot of people not show up because of that, and also because information was all over the place. So we're trying to get information done and put it up all at once. And again, we're shooting for Friday, Saturday, so we're trying to encourage people to come. We're wanting to do more than 100 people, especially if those early tickets really support us being able to push and say we can get more than that. But yeah, just giving you guys an update. I'm very excited to help co-run LVO this year with Ian. Ian is going to be fantastic. It's going to be a great event, and I'm just super excited. I met a lot of cool people there last year. I hope to meet more cool people. I'm going to try to see if there's like a sway, event thing that I can run to meet and greet people as well. But yeah, if you guys got questions about LVO, I may not have answers for you, but please leave a comment. Let me know about it. And again, I will absolutely have a Armada Explain video up tomorrow for some squadrons. So you guys are all great. You're fantastic. I really appreciate you and the support of my channel. And hey, I'll catch you guys next time.